Hello everybody, welcome to Crafty Soup. My name is Misty and today is a quick one, a layout process video featuring using your tools, which is the first challenge over at the Counterfeit Kit challenge group this month. And I'm using these photos, which I'd started using in a previous video and then shifted gears. So today I've got these photos going on because my Counterfeit Kit for the month, and if you haven't seen my kit build, you can find the link, has colors that will work with these photos. And so I pulled out a rich blue to set the mood because this was a movie night, and so I wanted that dark blue to represent the night. And there's red pillows on our couch, so I pulled out red for that. And the tools I'm going to use are these two star punches. Now I'm going to set up this layout with a vertical zone for my photos, and I'm going to not use a lot of pattern paper layers on this one, but instead those punches are going to be what becomes the accent colors and pieces here in this layout. So I'm going to use those punches to punch out a million different stars, and I have a larger star and a smaller star. And as I was starting to punch out these pieces out of these two different reds, I realized the back of one of the reds also was black, and so I added that in as I saw them land on the table because I liked that contrasted color, and it matched the little gingham washi tape that I used to set up my zone for the photos. So that represents that kind of landing place and grounding place for those photos to be. And that one green punch, star punch, is an old punch from Epiphany Crafts Company, and their punches were designed to work with these epoxy toppers. So you would put your paper in the punch, and here I'm going to show you. You put your paper in the punch, and then you put the epoxy topper inside of this punch out shape, and then you close and punch. And when you pull it out, it's got that epoxy top. And so I was going to do those epoxy toppers in red, but then like I said, I decided to go ahead and use the black side of that pattern paper also. So I did a few of those stars with the epoxy toppers just to add a little bit of shine and focus around the layout. And I tried to make these stars end up being kind of random patterns on this layout, but it's always hard to actually get them to look random when you're doing it on purpose. So I did my best, and I just spattered the stars across the layout and got them all glued down. And that made me happy. So then I was going to go ahead and move on to the rest of the layout. And I had a few gold hearts, quite a few gold hearts actually, in this kit. So I decided to go ahead and toss those in to that flow of stars for an extra bit of shine, because the shine from those epoxy toppers was nice, and so I wanted to kind of boost that shine a little bit more. And it fits a little bit with my journaling, talking about why this movie night was special to our family. And as I was laying out my letters here for my title, I realized the word movie wasn't going to fit, and I kind of started stacking up the letters just to make space to try and figure out what to do, and then I really liked them stacked up like that. So I'm going to go ahead and pull out some of these teeny tiny foam dots, and I'll leave a link to these because these are quickly becoming a favorite item of mine for lifting up smaller items. So these fit really nicely onto the skinny parts of these thicker alphabet stickers. So I am going to overlap and lift these letters to give even more texture and dimension to this layout. So I really liked how that turned out. And once those are all in place, I had this idea that the dots over the eyes in my letter should be stars. And so I layered it up with the little tilde from the actual alphabet thickers and on top of the star, and I thought that was a fun little touch. And that also helps bring that other half of the layout into this side because those stars were looking just a little bit stark on their own over there. So I wanted to kind of pull that design element across the layout. And then this counterfeit kit that I built has a lot of tags and bits and pieces in there. So I set to work just kind of arranging all of these bits and pieces in a way that I thought would work. And I thought it would be fun to have all these kind of ticket style tags as my journaling block. So that is where I went with all those little bits and pieces over there. And I had one black tag with a heart on it, and since I've got black and hearts going on in this layout, it's got a gold heart on it as well. So I decided that would fit there as part of my title, and I just kind of have that visual triangle going on with my title on the top left, a little embellishment cluster next to my daughter's surprised face on that middle right, and then my embellishment cluster, which turns into my journaling block, on that kind of bottom left. So that is kind of a visual triangle that I've got built up with all of those pieces. And then again, I wanted to make sure that I had pulled in some of those star elements down to my journaling block area, and I do kind of tuck those. I end up tucking those a little bit behind so that they're not as front and center. I wanted them to be a little bit more subtle than the rest of the stars. So I did get that going on, and I'm going to go ahead and fill in my journaling there, and then I'll come back with a few close-up pictures. Oh, I realized that I had tags on my layout, and honestly, I'm one of those people who has a hard time leaving the holes in the tags blank. So I did just snip off a narrow slice of ribbon from the red, and I turned it into, or the red paper, it's not ribbon, I turned it into ribbon. So this is just something I've been doing lately, and it makes me feel like the tags feel a little more finished and complete. And that is totally my my preference and my perfectionism. So that really does finish off the layout, and we'll take a couple close-up looks at the layout here. And I hope you got something useful out of this process video. I will leave you links to the Counterfeit Challenge group in case you don't know what that is. You can go find out how we play along over there. Totally free group, just for fun and inspiration. If you did get something useful out of this, I would appreciate you giving it a like, because that does help my channel. And I am supposed to be back with 2 more videos for you. I got a little behind this week, so hopefully this weekend those will come out. I do hope you'll join me then.